Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to Shane's World, the weekly show where we talk about the latest and greatest movie and pop culture news. Sometimes we talk about a music story or a video game story and stuff like that. This week's a little light on the news, but we do have some cool things to talk about, of course, in this return episode. As I said yesterday in my Welcome to Derry video, sorry if the production value is not up to snuff. I know the lighting's a little weird. I know that. I know it. You don't have to shout it at me in the comments. I'm a little out of the game. I'm a little rusty, so we're going to have to work on it as we go here, as we continue to bring back the channel to its former glory. So while you're with me on that, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post videos. We're going to have Shane's World every Saturday. We're going to have Welcome to Derry videos every Monday. And hopefully we get some extra stuff in between there sometimes as well. Now let's dive into this week's stories. The first story is that The Conjuring is getting a prequel. We did hear rumors about this right before Conjuring Last Rites came out. I believe they started whispering about a prequel possibly. And every time during the Conjuring Last Rites, promotion, they were like, the final movie. And I was like, bullshit. Because these movies make bank. And Conjuring Last Rites, I think, is like the highest grossing out of all of them, except maybe the first one. Like, it tore it up. It made like 500 mil or something like that on like an $80 million budget. So of course Warner Brothers was going to be like, last one, my ass, let's keep it going. And of course they are. I would assume Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga aren't coming back. Maybe that's like the final thing, that movie's the end, and now we're going to fill in some gaps. That's what I would assume. Maybe we'll use the actors they had in the flashback scene in Conjuring 4. Maybe that was the whole purpose of that scene, was to introduce those actors, which, I mean, it was only like 5 minutes, but I thought they looked pretty good. I am excited for this. I do love the Conjuring stuff. There is some bad stuff in there, like the first Annabelle movie is truly horrendous. It's so bad. The Nun movies are bad, but in a fun way, in my opinion. Like, they're kind of cheesy bad. But yeah, I like this universe a lot. I'd rather see like a Ferryman movie, honestly. He was introduced in the third Annabelle movie, and I thought he was really fascinating. I thought we'd get a movie out of him, but I guess not. I guess we're going to do some more Ed and Lorraine adventures with some different actors, which, alright, I'm down to see what goes on. I'm down to see some more cases they got. I know they kind of threw a whole bunch of their cases into Annabelle 3 because they didn't think they'd have time to get to them, but maybe now we will. Maybe now we will get the whole supposed werewolf from Pennsylvania story. That's one of their most famous ones. Or maybe they'll tackle the Amityville horror stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see what Warner Brothers has in store for this Conjuring prequel. And yeah, I can't wait to see what some new blood does with this now pretty much legendary franchise. So that'll be interesting to see. Speaking of legendary franchises, we are getting a Super Smash Bros. Cinematic universe. People have been asking for this for years, especially after, Sonic has now had 3 successful movies. We had Detective Pikachu, and now Mario had a very, very successful movie, and he's getting a sequel here in just a few months. I think March or April, the second movie comes out. So we should be getting a trailer anytime now, I think, maybe with Zootopia 2. But yeah, apparently Illumination and Universal have a Donkey Kong movie in the works, more Mario movies, a Luigi's Mansion movie, which I'm very excited for. When they did that little bit of Luigi's Mansion in the first Mario movie, I was very, very hyped for that, because I've always been more of a Luigi guy than Mario. Mario's like the older brother that hogs all the shine. Luigi's cool, he's quirky, he's weird, I like his stuff, and apparently a Princess Peach movie is in development as well. Now, all that's cool. Like I said, very excited for the Luigi's Mansion movie. But what I want to see Illumination do, and I think it would work perfectly with their kind of animation, with their kind of, storytelling, is a Kirby movie. I think they would make a great Kirby movie. And I've been saying that since they announced the Mario movie, that, I think a Kirby movie would actually be better for them than Mario. So I'm curious to see how far out of the Mario universe we'll get. But I hope we do. I hope we see a Kirby movie, a Star Fox movie, maybe a Kid Icarus movie or TV show. If we're going to get crazy with the Mario stuff and the Nintendo stuff, let's get crazy. Let's see a Metroid movie, man. you could do live action. Brie Larson's right there. She looks exactly like her. So, like, let's go. Let's go. If we're going to get crazy, let's get crazy. But bring me that Luigi's Haunted Mansion movie next. Donkey Kong, get out of the way. I don't want to hear no, I'm Donkey Kong, Seth Rogen laughter. I want to see Luigi's Haunted Mansion next. So give me that. Now, jumping on over to a legendary franchise that I, no offense to Mario, but care a lot more about, we got the Scream 7 trailer. Now, if you know me, if you've been around the channel a long time, if you look at my background, I got some Scream stuff back there. Scream's my favorite movie of all time. I've written essays about it. I've done school projects on it. I've talked about it ad nausea. I have an epic Scream collection. Scream 2 is my favorite sequel of all time. Like, I love it. I love Scream. Now, I do criticize, like, I don't think Scream 3 is the greatest. Scream 6 had some really good stuff and some really iffy stuff. And, of course, Scream 7 has been riddled with controversy with all the Melissa Barrera stuff, the Neve Campbell coming back, the Christopher Landon leaving, all this stuff. And we finally got a trailer for this movie, and I think it looks good. Does this trailer show everything? No. If you're following the news, we know, like, Matthew Lillard, Roman Bridger, David Arquette, like, all these characters somehow play into this movie, which I'm very fascinated to see. But this trailer kind of plays it safe a little bit. I think this is for, like, the casual fan to be like, hey, we're doing a new Scream movie, get them excited. Like, this trailer didn't feel like it was for us people that follow the movie news, that have the insider scoop and all that stuff. But I thought it looked good. I think the very beginning, when, like, the girl falls from the balcony in Stu's old house, and Ghostface just, like, turns around and throws his knife up. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty creative. And I do kind of like, I mean, I know we just got a new generation 2 movies ago, but I do like introducing a new generation, some fresh faces. I think that's very cool. I love me some Chad Meeks Martin. He gets the holy hell stabbed out of him in every movie. I hope he makes it through this one. Because I love him. I think he's great. And I really like, oh man, why am I blanking on his actor's name? It's Mason Gooding. I really like him. I've seen him in other stuff too, and I really enjoy his work. So I hope he makes it through. I hope he's like this new generation's Dewey. You know, he's a little bit older than Sydney's daughter and stuff. He could be like their mentor, and he can help them throughout future Ghostface adventures. Because, like, they're promoting, like, this one, like, burn it all down. It's the end. Similar to The Conjuring. Eat shit. The end, my ass. This thing makes, you know, the money that a Scream movie typically makes. Shut up, phone. If this movie makes the money a Scream movie typically makes, we'll get more. I think they've already talked about possibly doing more, and I'm fine with it. As long as they're good, you know, I'm down. So let's keep it going. Like I said, good trailer. Not a great trailer, but I think this was just to kind of announce that the movie's coming, more or less, and get the casual fans hooked in on it. I'm surprised they didn't drop this a little earlier, though, so it could play with, like, the black phone. But whatever. The headlining story for this week is somewhat of a video game story. We are getting another video game adaptation, and that is Call of Duty. That's right, one of the highest-selling, best-selling, critically mixed franchises of all time. Call of Duty is finally getting a movie. I can't believe it's taken this long. I thought we'd get a movie in, like, 2013 or 14, directed by, like, Michael Bay, but we're actually getting a much better creative team than Michael Bay behind this movie. Taylor Sheridan, who you might know as, you know, the guy that made Yellowstone, Tulsa King, Mayor of Kingstown, which I'm watching right now, and it's truly amazing. If you're not watching that show, get on it. But in the movie field, he's done things like Sicario, the sequel to Sicario, Wind River, Hell or High Water. What was that one with Angelina Jolie? I can't remember what it was called, but that one was also pretty damn good. Like, he's got a great track record, and of course, legendary performance on Sons of Anarchy. He gets ran over in front of a church. That's right, I'm that big of a Taylor Sheridan guy. I know when he dies in Sons of Anarchy, but he's going to be writing the script alongside Peter Berg, and Peter Berg is going to direct it. And Peter Berg has some projects that I don't love, but most of the time I really do like his stuff. Of course, he created Friday Night Lights, and he's got a new Netflix show that came out earlier this year that people really liked. I think people really liked it, but of course he did films like Farts in a Glass. That's what he did. Lone Survivor. He did, like, what was that, Patriot Games? Was that what it was called? Patriot Day? something like that. The Boston Marathon movie with Mark Wahlberg. He's done some really good stuff, but he's also done a little bit iffy stuff. But I think this is actually like the perfect team. Like if you were going to ask me to make a dream creative team for a Call of Duty movie, this is probably it. Like this is about as good as it gets for a Call of Duty movie, and I'm very interested to see if they like make their own story, which you could easily do with something called Call of Duty, or if they, take some characters. Like, do we get, John McTavish and Soap in this movie, or do they go the other way and we get like, Jesus Christ, it's been a minute. Do we get like Mason and what was the other guy's name in the Black Ops franchise? I can't even... Frank Woods. Yeah, there we go. It's been a hot minute since I played some Call of Duty campaign. So, do we get Ghost? Do we get famous Call of Duty characters, or are they just going to build their own thing and slap the Call of Duty title on there? I'm curious about this movie. Like, I never thought I'd be really excited for a Call of Duty movie, but this creative team actually has me wondering how it'll go. And Taylor Sheridan writing is the most exciting part to me. Like, his writing is top-notch 95% of the time. Sometimes, it hits a little, like the Angelina Jolie one. Like I said, it's good, but it's of the lesser stuff of his titles for sure. So I'm very curious to see this. I think it's his like final work for Paramount movie-wise before he moves on to his new super duper mega get rich buy me a new ranch deal at Universal. So I'm excited for Call of Duty. I can't believe I'm saying that about a Call of Duty movie. Out of all the video game adaptations, I'm excited for a Call of Duty one by Taylor Sheridan and Peter Berg. Now, those are this week's stories. Usually I do 5, but like I said, pretty light this week. But I think we got a full show. We got about 12 minutes out of that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for more videos. Like I said, Welcome to Dairy on Mondays, Shane's World on Saturdays, and hopefully some more stuff in between. So hit that notification bell, the like button, and I'll see you guys right here next time.